What's your name again?
Gary Beers,
Bears.
Bears.
And do I have your permission to use your image and your words in my project?
Yes, you do.
Thank you. And how about you? What's your name?
Wes Stidham,
How do you spell that?
Stidham.
And do I have your permission to use your image and words?
You do.
Thank you very much. Can you guys stand a little closer together?
Get over here, Gary. I can't stand. My back will crap out on me.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I was driving down this dirt road and saw you guys, and I asked you if it was legal to be here, and you said no. And then you asked where I was from, and I said New York, and you sent, one of you sent the other for the gun. But you haven't shot me yet because you thought you might become famous, right?
You're still laughing.
So is that what you do to New Yorkers out here in the middle of Montana?
None we talk about.
Oh, you keep it secret?
Yeah, we're not going to tell anybody. We'll hide the truck.
And when I pulled up, you guys were sticking your heads in this, and I was just wondering, what the hell are you up to?
That's where we store the Citizens Rollback catalogs in there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You mean for your winter
Mail
shopping?
order brides.
For the mail order brides, so you can spend the cold months.
Yeah, boy.
looking in that.
No, we're renting. There's a cattle ones, Montana Cattle Women's Run taking place in this area this weekend, and that's when the cattle women of Montana, the state of Montana, get out here and they just do a run. I don't know what the run's all about, but they do it anyway.
Raise money.
Yeah, it's a fundraiser, I guess, for the Montana Cattle Women's
So that's
Association.
going to be for them to use.
And we're setting porta-potties different areas on the route.
Is it pretty long?
I think they must run 15 miles or so.
Wow.
It's going to be warm this weekend, I think, for them to do it, but
That's
they're
gonna-
tough.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, they're tough.
So, do you guys live out in the country? You live in town? Or
No, we both live in White Sulphur Springs.
That's up to the
It's off north of us here a little ways.
You were here all last winter, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, we live here.
How did the virus affect these little communities?
Oh, it didn't help anything. It screwed up the whole country.
How so?
Well, restrictions on small businesses and closing small businesses down, and it just,
It caused a lot of pain.
yeah, right in the ass.
Yeah, we had in the whole county 4 cases, but you can't really go anywhere without being prepared to be in it or
Right.
If you ask me my personal opinion, I think it's a bunch of political bullshit.
Do you?
I do.
You think
I
it's
honest to God do.
Just for power.
Yes, sirree, I do.
Yeah, I've heard that from a number of people.
And that's the way I feel about the whole thing.
Yep.
And
I haven't had a mask on and I ain't about to put one on.
Mm-hmm. How come?
Because I ain't going to wear the goddamn thing.
But I mean,
I think it's bullshit. That's how come.
right? You think it's like control?
Yes, I do.
How about your seatbelt? Do you wear your seatbelt?
Yep, I do.
And what's the difference with that?
The difference with that is I
I'm
can
not
see
trying to
that
be a
I can.
smart-ass
You can
either.
you can be a smart ass you want to because
Okay.
I can be a smart ass right
All right.
back. The difference between a seatbelt and this virus, the seatbelt's a proven thing. They haven't proved nothing to be on this virus.
I mean, in terms of people getting sick.
We've had the flu, we've had the Spanish flu, we've had them all, and we survived them.
Yeah.
And we will survive this just like we have all
This
the
is
rest of them.
Just control.
That's all it is.
So who's trying to control who? Because I hear different.
You don't think
stories.
the Democrats got anything to do with it, huh?
Oh no, I'm just asking.
Well, I'm just saying.
You think it might be that?
Oh, most definitely.
And
They're doing everything they can do to get President Trump out of office, and this is one of the means they're trying to use to do that. They bust his economy, they get him kicked out of office.
so if things were going great and they make this engineer this happen, it'll make him.
Well, certainly.
Well, things were going great. The
The
stock
economy.
market was way up. Jobs were increasing. And
Well,
So when I hear this theory, which I've actually, interestingly enough, when I was in Portland, I heard a left-wing guy say that Trump had engineered the virus in order to be reelected. So
to be reelected,
yeah,
that's how smart they are.
That's
yeah.
good. Well, how would they do that? Do you have any idea what happened, or like?
I'm not sure.
I'm not either, but Fucci worked in that science lab over there.
In China.
It was
In Wuhan?
in China, and it was funded by what's his name?
jackass in New York?
The
One
guy
of
that
your
runs
guys.
Windows.
Oh, Gates, Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill
From, yeah,
Gates.
from Seattle.
Put
yeah.
the dollars in it.
You got another one, George
Soros.
Soros. There's another one that's
He's from
financing
all
this
that.
crap.
Yeah. So you think they put money behind it, and the
Sure they did.
the thing I always wonder about, the idea that a bunch of people engineer something like this, is if I tell a secret to my 3 closest friends and I say, cross your heart, do not tell anyone that I cheated on my wife, okay? Just don't do that. Within 3 days, it's going to be public news, and so that makes me wonder, like, how does Fauci and Bill Gates and all these people?
How do you think they did it?
I have no idea. I don't honestly. After taking this trip around the country and hearing many different opinions, I'm so confused. I don't believe in anything anymore.
With the money they spent to develop it, there's no reason they didn't hire people to go get the virus and just move back to the United States and
Infected. Yeah.
and start it. And then the way it spread, it would be not really too difficult to get it going.
Okay, here's a question that it just occurred to me that I'm being the devil's advocate, right, for this theory is, if they were going to infect people, wouldn't they go to a very conservative city to wreak havoc instead of going to the liberal bastion of?
Don't you think they're going where the idiots live?
No. That could be, but
That's what I think.
Because then they would spread it easier.
Well, certainly. How do
Also, maybe it's
let me
not
ask you a
report.
question. You're
no,
busy
feel-
asking questions.
Feel free. Yeah.
How do they do all these protests and all this rioting without this bothering them?
Oh, without them getting sick?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
And if this
That's
is
a
so
great-
contagious and so bad, how come all them masks and all that stuff isn't being put in contaminated bins and
Yeah.
destroyed? And how come it's being thrown out on the street?
Biodegradable containers.
How
so
how
that-
come they're not controlling all these masks and everything? How long do you think you wear a mask before it's contaminated?
About
If
a
you got
second,
the virus.
2 or 3
All right.
seconds, yeah.
So what happens to the mask then?
You throw it in the trash unless.
Or you
unless
let
might
it blow
get-
out of your car door and across the
Well, I
street?
did notice in New York during the shutdown that people were dropping them on the street a lot, and I was
Yeah.
wondering.
Well,
I had to
Robert
pick them up in
Loves.
front
Think
of my
about
house.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, God, there's one. Oh, it's contaminated. Shit, I got the virus. Come on.
yeah, I've
be
never,
realistic
I've never
here.
seen like a hazard.
No, of course you haven't. How come?
Don't know. That's for
Don't
you
know
to
either.
answer.
Don't know either.
I'm just looking for the
Yeah.
stories.
I'm looking for truth,
Yeah.
and we're not getting the truth.
So that's a big issue. So how come we don't get the truth? Like,
Why
Because the
do-
Democrats don't like the Republicans, and Republicans don't like the Democrats, and it's a goddamn messed up world we're living
I
in
in.
heard
the
someone call-
beginning, none of the legislators, governors, anybody wore masks. Then
Right.
when Trump didn't wear one and they made a big fuss, everybody showed up.
Showed
with
up with a mask on. Yeah.
I do remember, I was talking to somebody yesterday or maybe it was this morning so when it first started happening, there weren't very many masks, right? And they said that
Right.
medical people needed masks. So they said, don't wear a mask if you're a civilian, right? And instead of saying, look, you should wear a mask, but we don't have enough, we want to save them for the doctors, they just said, don't wear one, right? And then a month later, they said, wear masks. So that.
Well, they don't want us wearing them until they got the disease spread around good, see?
Mhm.
Just go on to something else. This thing's such a line of bullshit, I don't even want to talk about it.
That's fine.
That's my opinion of the whole thing. It's all bullshit.
No, that's great. And it didn't affect your communities very much at all.
Sure it did.
Except
It
for
affected everybody's
I mean,
communities.
economically it did.
Yeah.
But in terms of
Sure, it did.
health, there was nothing. Like you don't.
We
know
had
any-
like 4 cases reported maybe in Mark County. I think
Probably
every one of them's probably
10,000
out fishing
people.
on a stream somewhere now.
Right.
I don't think any of them died from it.
Yeah.
They all sat home and coughed and blew their nose in a contaminated Kleenex for a while, and then went on with
Or
their
in
life.
their mask.
Or in their mask, yeah.
Don't hold back now. Don't. You know.
Yeah, we won't.
Yeah, when you get home, your wife will say, "Here, wear this mask."
You're talking to these.
She's
Yeah, well,
been
don't-
sneezing in it all day. So what else is going on with you guys? How are your lives going? Like in
Oh,
general?
hell. Couldn't be any better.
Yeah?
We're both getting old and we're still above ground.
How old are you?
You're
I'm
70 now?
I'm 71.
Uh huh.
74.
Not bad. You're doing pretty good.
That's because we breathe this good mountain air that ain't contaminated with the coronavirus.
I was.
It's got smoke in it.
Yeah.
Are there fires? Is that what this is?
Yeah,
That's
but
why
the
it's so
fires
hazy.
are quite a ways away.
I was
but,
wondering about that.
Yeah. It's probably
it just drifts across.
200 miles. The closest one's probably 200 miles, isn't it?
Yeah.
What,
Dylan?
up north?
Dylan,
Southwest.
Western.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was wondering. It didn't seem like a normal haze.
No, this is 3 days ago. The sky was beautiful.
Yeah.
It just moved in the last couple of days.
So is Montana the greatest place in the world?
Nope, it's the most god awful place you ever live in your life. Don't tell your friends it's great because it didn't. It sucks. It's 50 below in the wintertime and 100 degrees and 100% humidity and the wind always blows.
You're just saying that to keep people away?
If it works.
All right, well, I'm going to turn this thing off. I've taken enough of your time, but any last words for the
Good luck.
world? Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah.
You made it through this check station.
Not yet. I'm not.
That's right, you haven't left yet.